The best car wash at the best price, then go to the new Nips Car Wash, located at 459 Highway 301 South, down from McDonald's in Jessup. Nips Car Wash features state-of-the-art IQ automatic car wash system. Every car or truck that enters the automatic IQ wash system is scanned to capture its unique vehicle profile to give you a great car wash every time. Nips Car Wash also features 2 self-service bays where you can choose from a variety of accessories such as foam brush, tire brush, bug off, wax, clear coat, and spot-free rinse with powerful blowers located in each bay to top off your car wash experience at an affordable price. For the best quality car wash around, go to the new Nips Car Wash located down from McDonald's on the left on Highway 301 South in Jessup. That's Nips Car Wash with a state-of-the-art IQ automatic wash system on Highway 301 South down from McDonald's in Jessup.
At 8:02, time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show on WIFO-FM, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply and Nips Car Wash. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Jonathan. We got a couple of guests in here, but first we got Stephen Meeks on the phone with us. It's Monday with Meeks, and State Representative Stephen Meeks is on the phone with us. Stephen, appreciate you being here on the Butch and Bob Show. How you doing in Atlanta?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Well, the sun is coming up. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Hope it is down in South Georgia as well.
Yeah, we got the sun.
So the
here
weather
as well.
hasn't been exactly the best over the past week, has it?
No, but it's supposed to be a nice week this week. Temperatures in the 70s is what they tell me. So what's going on in Atlanta? I know the budget's the big story, and that seems to be what's on everybody's mind. It looks like it's going to take a while to get that budget approved.
Yes, sir. That's the sense right now, and the big issue right now is the budget and trying to work through, number one, the governor's priorities, and number two, making sure that we do what we're constitutionally challenged to do, and that's to pass a balanced budget. And I think that may be a bit more difficult this year than it has been in previous years. So the subcommittees and the full committee have been working, number one, to try to come up with the amended budget for FY20 and then the 21 budget. So it's going to be a longer process, I believe, than from what I'm hearing that it has been in the past. So it's the big issue right now.
And tell us what the issues are. I mean, I'm sure it's like we mentioned before. You know, he wants to give teachers their pay raise, other employees pay raise, but he wants all these cuts. So the question I keep asking everybody: where are the cuts coming from? But nobody seems to have the answer. Where are the cuts coming from?
Well, it's in the governor's direction. What he requested was a 4% cut from the departments across the state government, with the exception of USGS, for this year, and then 6% for the following year. A lot of it, or some of it, within that impacts rural Georgia, is a pretty sizable cut with the Cooperative Extension Service. So as we're looking at places where we can, number one, be more effective when it comes to state government, we can reduce the size of state government, but yet continue to deliver the services timely and effectively in the way that we need to do. We should be doing that, but are we getting to the point where we're cutting too deep in order to meet the balanced budget? The other side of that is, Bob, is revenue collections. We had a piece of legislation we passed earlier in the session that would allow for the collection of already imposed taxes on online sales, and we're as someone in the General Assembly made the comment, we really don't have an income problem. We got a collection issue. So we got to make sure we're collecting that is due to the state, so we can use it in the most appropriate way, and even some of that money will feed back to local governments. But it's across the board where the cuts may be coming from, and the governor outlined in his budget certain areas where he would like to see them. But we've got to come together to the table and talk about what's going on and see how we best balance the budget and meet the needs of Georgians.
So put your crystal ball, or look in your crystal ball, is there any possibility of compromise as the process goes along? I mean,
well, I think we're going to have to. I mean, everybody's going to have to come to the table. If not, we're going to be here for quite a while. We got great leadership and with the chairmen and speakers, and lieutenant governor and the governor, and we'll come together. And obviously, even by law in the Constitution of Georgia, any spending bills begin in the House. So it's really the House's prerogative to jump out there and provide a draft copy of the bill, so to speak, and move from there, and then it goes to the Senate, and then we come together. So we'll hopefully get everybody to the table and work through the priorities that need to be done this year, and see what we can do, how we can meet the balanced budget requirements, and still have an effective state government operating across the state.
Once again, if you're just joining us, Stephen Meeks on the phone. It's Mondays with Meeks, State Representative Stephen Meeks on the phone. And meanwhile, legislators are making proposed legislation. What are some of the proposals you've heard, and what's going to be interesting discussions up there in Atlanta?
Well, we've got a couple in committee that are still being formulated in different committees. One being regarding teacher retirement system. That piece of legislation is working through the committee. I don't know if they'll have a vote on that today or not, but some controversial issues with that. Not completely clear on all of them yet, but it'll be something to be following as we move forward. We'll also, I'm in the process of working on some pieces of legislation regarding coal ash and the tipping fees regarding those in landfills. So we'll be working on a lot of that. There are hundreds of bills that have been introduced, as you can imagine, even since we came back into session. I guess today is day 10 that we begin. So we'll work through those and see where we go, and hopefully we're legislating in the most appropriate way and doing good things for Georgians and not harming them, as some pieces of legislation has unintended consequences do from time to time.
How about the seatbelt law will pass for the back seats, do you think?
Didn't hear any conversation on that one last week. I know seems to be some opposition out there. I don't know where exactly it's coming from, but my guess is we'll continue to have that conversation and see where that piece of legislation goes. Don't have a good picture on that one.
And a lot of what I read, the governor really trying to crack down on gang violence. A lot of laws being implemented that. Also, I saw, texting and driving. I saw where they want to increase the fines. Have you heard much discussion about that to try to put more teeth into that law?
Right. There is conversation of trying to put some more teeth into piece of that legislation to further discourage texting from driving. While the legislation has and the law has had some impact, there's a thought process that we need to put a greater penalty on that to further discourage distracted driving.
We've got a question via text here this morning. It says, what about concealed carry? I think they're probably referring to, is open carry one of the issues for Georgia? Is that on the list this year, or something, a change in concealed carry in Georgia?
They're probably referring to the constitutional carry bill that's out there. It's been out there for quite a while. I don't know that we have the votes to pass it right now, so I don't know that we'll see any action on that one this year.
All right, so is that a shall issue as opposed to or must issue?
I don't remember I believe that it is, yes, sir, but I'd have to go back and look at it.
Anything else, Stephen, we need to know? Like I said, broadband. I keep asking about that. Don't hear much about it up there in Atlanta. I mean, that was the big discussion, the Eggs and Issues, about trying to expand broadband for this rural areas. Where do we stand on that?
We continue to look for ways to get some funding out there, in my opinion, that we can encourage companies to further deploy the technologies that are out there. We've had some further conversation with the committee. We haven't had a full committee hearing yet regarding that. At this time, we did have an update from the EMCs last week, and there are some EMCs around the state that are beginning to move forward in creating what they need to do from their side and apply for funding from USDA in order to further deploy broadband. At the briefing that we received from EMC, there was not any from South Georgia or from our side of the state. There were some from West Georgia that had made efforts. So I don't know what Satilla EMC's position is right now on whether or not they will look at that and what they may do. But we will continue to we'll have to continue to look for ways to fund I think deployment into the rural areas, much like we had to encourage EMC years ago to get electricity out. But it's also not something I think we're going to fix overnight. But it's one that is always at the top of the list. It's top of the conversation, and we got to sit down and see how we can make sure we do it the best way.
Sounds good, Stephen. Maybe you can slip in a bill in there. This is Super Bowl Monday. Georgia can start the lead way, get the a holiday for Super Bowl Monday. Can you slip that in somewhere, get a proposal up there for me?
There was some conversation last Friday that was asking whether or not we can make the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday a state holiday.
You just make a proposal. I'm sure that's going to pass up there. All right, we can get everybody on board on that.
My guess is we may have discussion, it'd probably be pretty popular.
Yeah, very popular.
One quick thing, if I might, Bob, we had Leadership Wayne in Atlanta last week and had a great day Wednesday with the group here at the state capitol, myself and Leader Tillery and Chairman Werkheiser, meeting with state officials and having a great conversation with the Secretary of State about voting machines and others. And actually, the group had lunch with the Rural Caucus, which is where the conversation took place on rural broadband. So it was a great day, and it was great to see folks from the district up here and engaging in our state government and having those conversations. And before I forget, congratulations to you and Dr. Jay Brinson on being inducted into the Wayne County Sports Hall of Fame. That's a tremendous honor, and you do a lot for the community, and it's greatly appreciated.
Well, I appreciate that. But again, always good talking to you, and again, we'll look forward to talking to you. You made a good point. Going to the Capitol, watching the session is a very educational experience, and I know our representation always invites people up there. So, if people are headed to Atlanta, how do they get access like that? Who do they contact?
Give myself a call, or Leader Tillery, or Chairman Werkheiser a call, and we can, if we got enough of a heads up, we can try to coordinate photos with the governor when they do photos during the week at specific times, and we can certainly try to coordinate that and give us a call, and we can help organize. And if it's a large group, get them into the gallery where we can watch the ins and outs of the daily session, and then even some of the committee meetings are all open to the public and even televised and they're streamed live. Even the committee meetings are. So really encourage, if you're coming up this way and have some time, give us a call. My office number in Atlanta is 404-656-0178. We'd love to catch up with you and show you around the Capitol for those who haven't been, and really just let you see what it's all about.
Well, it's good to have the governor down here. I know it's a sad occasion. I know the people in Long County appreciate him being there for that service over the weekend. So, if you see him, tell him that, that went over well. People are glad he was there. It's, sad to see
that. We appreciate it. He's doing great and getting around the state and doing what he said he'd do. So we certainly appreciate that.
Yep. Stephen, stay safe in Atlanta. Good talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Call me if we can help anyway.
Okay. Again, those comments of State Representative Stephen Meeks. Again, Monday with Meeks. Tomorrow we'll have Tuesday with Blake Tillery. Wednesday, I think we got a little change in schedule. We're going to have to get with Bill Werkheiser. I got Buddy Carter wants to call in Wednesday to talk about the President's State of the Union address on Wednesday. So we should have Buddy Carter. We've got that lined up for Wednesday morning this week here on the Butch and Bob Show. More of the Butch and Bob Show. We've got the Hog Jam here. We've got Heather Altman with the Tourism Board, Will Murphy again with the Tourism Board, the big event in February. I was asking you, Jonathan was talking about, do we have groundhogs in Wayne County?
I don't think we do.
You don't think we do?
I don't think we do. I don't think I've ever seen a groundhog. I've seen a lot of things in the woods, but I don't think I've ever seen a groundhog.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
I didn't think so either. But anyway.
We'll leave that. I'm like you. We'll leave that
to them. We got plenty of hogs now. I know that.
Plenty of them.
We got Hog Jam coming up February 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Always a big event. Again, this is something, like I said, I enjoy the weigh-in. It's just amazing to see all these hogs come in. And like I said, they cook a lot of them right there, and there's a lot of barbecue to be had on Hog Jam weekend, so it's always good eating as well. They used to have the barbecue cons. I'm not sure if they're going to have that again this year or not.
I don't think so, no, sir. That was used to be headed up by the Rotary Club, and they've moved on to bigger and better things,
tell us about the Hog Jam. I know the flyers out.
Flyers are out.
New Smith is
out.
The big sponsors again this year.
We are right now. Like you said, it's going to be February 21st through the 23rd. We backed that off a weekend. We're normally the third weekend in February, which would have been Valentine's weekend, and we didn't want to mess up any of our hunters there. So we dropped it back to the fourth weekend, which is the 21st to the 23rd this year. Basically, there's not much that's changed in the event. We're still rolling on with this event as far as a few rules I'll let Will cover in just a minute. But as you said, we are at this point looking for more sponsors. This is one of our memorable events that we host throughout the year because we bring in 12 special wounded warriors that spend the weekend with us, and we put them up for the weekend and feed them and feed up all weeks up to this event to get them ready and get them in good spots so they have opportunity to also enjoy the event and enter in the contest. And that is a $300 sponsor. You can call my office if you're interested in doing that. Letters went out this past Friday. You'll probably receiving some in the mail, some of our business sponsors asking them to consider sponsoring this event. If you haven't seen it, or haven't heard about it, you're missing out, because this is a very, very special thing that we offer for these guys. The hospitality is unbelievable. We've got guides as Mike, of course, Mike Deal and Mike Lane and Will host some hunters on their own, and we have Shug Blanton and Pat Ogden that takes a group, and they basically stay with them at that whole weekend and come back and forth in between our events. And then Lindsay Damas has always been gracious to help us out, and Andy O'Quinn will be helping us out this year too and hosting some of these guys. So these guys basically go off with these guides and spend the weekend hunting in South Georgia and getting some good hospitality from these sponsors that are taking them out and helping them out. So if you're interested in doing that, we'd be glad to have you on board. This year's payout, we've got the special Friday night hog and the Saturday night hog. That's $100 payout each night if you bring in the biggest hog that's weighed in on Friday and Saturday night. But the majority of the weigh-in will go in on Sunday, where we'll take the aggregate weight of 2 hogs. I'm going to let Will take a moment right here and talk to you a little bit about the rules and the things that have changed. We had just a few that have, not many.
Not very many. Basically, we follow all state and federal laws for hunting hogs in Georgia. They can be killed in Georgia or any state touching Georgia. We did have a couple of changes this year, though. Final weigh-in on Sunday will be at 12 o'clock noon rather than 2 o'clock. So, I hope everybody pays attention to that. It is 12 o'clock this year. And also this year we're going to weigh the 2 biggest hogs for total weight for the winning hunter. Only one of those hogs can be a bar, and you can substitute one hog. So if you kill your 2 hogs on Saturday and you kill a bigger one on Saturday night or Sunday morning, and you want to substitute one, you can bring it in. We'll take out your lightest one and substitute that one in to get you a total aggregate weight.
And what's a bar? Explain that to me.
It's a cut hog.
A cut hog, okay.
Yeah.
I'm reading it in the press release. I'm not a hunter side on that. I was like, what's I thought they might have been going to get a drink or something. I didn't know. So.
They might find somewhere to have a drink.
I appreciate you clarifying. I didn't know what a bar was, but I appreciate that.
And again, as far as there will be a lie detector on Sunday. It's yet to be determined how many that we'll actually give it to. It's always kind of
I think people feel good about that. Like I said, everybody knows it's on the up and up. So
absolutely.
And we normally test 3 to 5.
Right.
3 to 5 on most of our polygraphs, and it keeps the integrity of the tournament.
Right. Yeah, it keeps the integrity. I think people feel like it's legit. So nobody's cheating. So like I said, these hunters can hunt anywhere they have legal permission to do so. Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Like I said, and it doesn't have to be just in Georgia. It can be in any state surrounding and touching Georgia. Right. And we do have a lot of people that come from out of state to enter our contest every year. So it's a big event. Word gets out, and there's a lot of people that come back every year. There will be a gun category and a bow category, and you can enter both categories if you want to. And then we allow kids 16 and under to hunt for free if they are hunting with a registered adult.
All right. And I see where they got a prize for the biggest hog killed by a female again.
That's correct.
That's a pretty good cash prize there.
Yes, that's a $250 payout. Entry fee for both these events, for bow or gun, is $50. So if you were interested in hunting gun or bow, it would be a $100 entry for you. A lot of people do that. They'll take their gun with them to the stand along with their bow, and just in case that hog doesn't get in range of their bow, they can use their rifle. So with that being said, it is a $50 registration fee. Neesmith Chevrolet, of course, is our title sponsor this year again. They've come on board, so they'll be our presenting sponsor for all our events this year. We greatly appreciate them and all that they do for us in the Wayne County Board of Tourism and our events. Guys, let's not procrastinate. Let's get on in here and get registered. This event's coming soon, and get ready to start to feed up for these hogs.
And explain how people register.
They can register online at WayneTourism.com, and of course that's an active account. You'll just go in WayneTourism.com, hit Wayne County Hog Jam, and it will send you right straight to that page, which will give you the opportunity to print out rules, registration, or you can register online. It also have our flyer here that explains, $50 for a gun or bow. Children under 16 hunt free. Tournament hours are going to be the 21st through the 23rd. It says we're guaranteeing a $4,000 payout. That's based on number of entries. If we max what we did last year, that will be close to that. First place for bow and gun, we're looking at $1,000 for first. $500 for second, and $250 for third. Friday night and Saturday night, biggest hog that's weighed in prior to, I think that time is 10 p.m., is going to be $100 payout. And then, of course, like we discussed, children are 16, hunt free. Bring in the biggest hog, they'll walk away with $100, and the biggest female is $250. So that's what we're looking at, where everything's online. You can come by my office, the Wayne County Train Depot, Jessup Train Depot at Wayne County Board of Tourism office, and we have packets outside our office in a mail hanger. If we're not there, be glad to take a few of those. We're getting those out at Rainier. Of course, our local industries will have them. Walmart will accept applications, but they cannot be hung anywhere. You can go to the sporting goods department and ask for a Hog Jam application. They'll be glad to give you one there. And if you haven't purchased a license, they're also selling license there too, because I know that's been a big thing. Where can I get a hunting license when they come into town? So if hunters come into town and are looking for hunting license, if they can't get them online, they can go to our local Walmart and do that also.
And all who enter get a T-shirt.
Yes, sir.
Because those are always a popular event too. Everybody wants to know where they
Matter of fact, I'm running out of colors. So anybody got a suggestion on colors, please give me a call at my office. I'll be glad to take your recommendation. I ran into Scott at the the home run club thing Friday night, and he was like, "What color will we use this year? What color?" I was like, "Well, what color haven't we used?" Because between things we're circulating colors. So we will have our fashionable Hog Jam T-shirts that will be given away to every registered hunter, and then of course there'll be some there for sale.
Right. It's always a popular event. Like I said, it's always fun to watch the weigh-in. But again, as you mentioned, hunters come in from all over for this Hog Jam event. And explain the hogs. Some are vicious, some are mean.
Hogs are a funny animal. They can be very vicious. They can turn on you. Particularly if you've got a sow and she's got pigs with her, they become very protective. A boar hog, you get him cornered up, he's liable to come right back at you. But most of the time, I don't know that we've ever had anybody actually get hurt during the contest from a hog. As long as you got your gun and your bow, you're usually pretty safe and able to get away from them.
And high up. High up.
There you go.
And if one comes after you, you got to take a tree. You got to be able to know how to climb a tree, is what I've been told. Don't really go hog hunting if you can't climb a tree or you're not high up.
Well, again, the dates are February 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Again, the registration, like you said, please don't procrastinate. Get in early, so everybody knows how many people are registered. The more people are registered, the more money is being paid out. So it should be a fun event. Always is. How many years at the Lincoln? Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is our 11th year of this one. Yeah, I do believe. I was trying to figure that out last night when I was sitting there and I was going, I think it's the 11th. So between that and the catfish tournament, they were the first two started things. So
sounds good. Well, we'll keep promoting it. Like I said, appreciate you sending us the information.
Thank you. Thank you for all y'all do. And congratulations to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Say that one more time. Great honor for you.
It was a nice night Friday. So.
Yes, it was.
Okay, we'll be back to wrap up the Butch and Bob Show after this.
Thank you, guys.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
For the best car wash at the best price, then go to the new Nips Car Wash, located at 459 Highway 301 South, down from McDonald's in Jessup. Nips Car Wash features state-of-the-art IQ automatic car wash system. Every car or truck that enters the automatic IQ wash system is scanned to capture its unique vehicle profile to give you a great car wash every time. Nips Car Wash also features 2 self-service bays where you can choose from a variety of accessories such as foam brush, tire brush, bug off, wax, clear coat, and spot-free rinse with powerful blowers located in each bay to top off your car wash experience at an affordable price. For the best quality car wash around, go to the new Nips Car Wash located down from McDonald's on the left on Highway 301 South in Jessup. That's Nips Car Wash with a state-of-the-art IQ automatic wash system on Highway 301 South down from McDonald's in Jessup.
826 here at the Big Dog WYFO Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Nips Car Wash and Murphy Builder Supply. So, Bob, a groundhog is a woodchuck. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Yeah.
Say that 20,000 times.
Yeah. And they are not native to our area. The range kind of ends up there in the North Georgia mountains. So I don't even know that General Beauregard Lee is actually, he could be a Georgia native, but they are definitely rodents, and they are a member of the squirrel family, actually.
Well, Heather was talking about the groundhog commercial in the Super Bowl, and USA Today ranked that the best commercial in the Super Bowl. Bill Murray on hand for the commercial. So
yeah, well, I had some very interesting comments. We were talking about if we did this, we could maybe get Bill Murray down to. Yeah. He's known to do crazy things like that. We could have the groundhog, and then we could drive a pickoff off the Altamaha Cliff there every year.
Like she just said, she doesn't know if there's any groundhogs. Right. So you
have to get one, and somebody have to take care of it. And that might be. But it would be an interesting event to have the Wayne County groundhog. We ought to have a contest though to see what kind of names we could come up with for a Wayne County groundhog.
Yeah, we'll have to begin with a W since Wayne County.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like Willie or something like that.
Yeah,
have to begin with it.
Yeah, somebody can come up with something. So you be thinking about that out there, and we may open that up here in the near future. What would if we had a Wayne County groundhog? What would you call him, or her, or it?
What do you call this stuff anyway? Did you watch any of the game? Listen to the game?
I just checked on the scores. Yeah,
pretty good ball game.
They came from behind, correct?
Yeah, they did that all throughout the playoffs. But I think San Francisco lost it more than Kansas City won it. You give up that long pass.
Do you think that happens with the pros, like with the college, that one team shows up to play and the other?
No, not in this game. No. There's too much on the line. There's too much money on the line. Too much at stake. But it was a good ball game. Like I said, San Francisco looked like they're going to dominate. They really dominated. 3 quarters, but they got shut out in the fourth quarter, which was kind of interesting. But it was a good ball game. As I said, most people were happy like I was that Andy Reid finally got that Super Bowl. That's the only thing he hasn't had. But this Patrick Mahomes kid's going to be around for a long time. No telling how many Super Bowls he can take his team to. So Tom Brady, the big question now is where's Tom Brady? Is he going to go anywhere?
Didn't he send a cryptic
tweet or
something?
It was part of the commercial. They had a commercial.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's
everybody got, had a picture of him walking out of the stadium, but it was part of a commercial in the Super Bowl. So I saw at the bottom of the screen where Robert Kraft's willing to pay him in excess of $30 million for a season. So, but it'll be. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah.
It was interesting. He had a conversation with Joe Montana. Joe Montana, his late career, went to Kansas City, and he asked Joe Montana about leaving San Francisco all those years. And Joe Montana gave him good advice and told him the best thing he could do is stay in New England, be where you're comfortable. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he re-signs for 2 more years with the Patriots. $30 million a year. Mm-hmm. Pretty good paycheck.
Yeah. I think we already have a winner, Bob.
You got the name of the groundhog?
Somebody's texted this in. General Mad Anthony Wayne.
What is it?
General Mad Anthony Wayne, who Wayne County is named after. I think that's the winner right there. If we ever get a groundhog, it'd be General Mad Anthony Wayne.
Why don't you go online so you can purchase a groundhog?
I might do that. It could even. It doesn't have to be a real groundhog. It could just be a stuffed groundhog.
Go on to Amazon.com and buy it.
eBay and see what groundhogs for sale.
Groundhogs for sale. See if you can purchase one.
But that's the winner right there. We've already got our name.
You can keep it out there with the blimp and go out and feed it while you go out there and pump up the tires of the blimp. There you go. Another thing to add to your resume that you have to do.
You know what? I'm going to make a note when we come around next year. We're going to have a groundhog celebration, whether we have one or not. We're going to have a ceremony and everything in the morning. We're going to have the groundhog and it's theater of the mind and radio. We can make that happen, whether it's a groundhog or not.
There you go.
General Mad Anthony Wayne coming out of his burrow right now. Will he see his shadow?
Find a way to turn into a fundraiser. You'll be good. See.
A fundraiser for me.
That's what I'm saying. Fundraiser for you. That's right. No more Benjamins.
That's right. All
right, the scrimmage is tomorrow, at 6 o'clock.
6
correct?
o'clock against Vidalia. It should be a good test.
Nice weather.
Yeah, Vidalia normally has a good, it'll be interesting.
Are they charging for the scrimmage? Or
I'll have to check with Coach McDonald today.
Oh,
Probably so, I would think. And the Kazakhstan will be open. And can't say enough about the job the Home Run Club does.
Yes.
I mean, the food's been excellent, and they, it's all volunteer work. So, hats off to all those people. I know, I don't want to name any names because I'll leave somebody out, but they do a great job heading up. And like I said, the hot sausage dog Saturday was as good as ever. The pretzels, I'm still a big fan of the pretzels they got out there. So, I don't know where they get those from, but they're top notch. So,
yeah.
But it was a good day Saturday, kind of chilly,
Yeah, it was kind of raw out there.
Been a good day. The wrestling, I really enjoyed the wrestling. The wrestling atmosphere was tremendous, and the hospitality food in there was about as best. I mean, that was hats off to those ladies that put together the hospitality room at the wrestling event because the food was just off the chain. So
that's great.
Good meal
and
Saturday.
The banquet was excellent. Congratulations to you again, and I got pictures, and I'll send those to you on your phone. And good food there as well. I want to close on this note, and this could tie in with Hog Jam. There's another great suggestion here. Use a regular hog instead of a ground hog.
Use a regular hog. Just call it a ground hog.
And if there's hogs, these at Shadow.
These hogs are a lot bigger than ground.
Well, you could use I guess you could use a domesticated pig.
I think the best thing to do is you need to go online and research if you can purchase a ground hog. That's what you do.
All right, we'll see, because they are supposed to be ornery critters.
They got plenty up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Punxsutawney Phil. Maybe they'll loan us Punxsutawney Phil for a day.
They're supposed to be very, very ornery, though.
Are they?
Yes. There's one in New York that bit the mayor of New York City. One at either Staten Island, or there's another one up there. Yeah,
bit.
Yes. So he hasn't been back. More about groundhogs than you ever wanted to know right here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show. Anything else today?
Iowa caucus today.
That's
It'll
right.
Be interesting to see how that turns out. And then like I said, the President's State of the Union address tomorrow. And like I said, Buddy Carter's going to call in Wednesday, give us his thoughts on that speech. So.
And the nickname for that Iowa caucus is the Hawkeye Cockeye.
Hawkeye. The Iowa Hawkeyes. Yep.
Yes.
Sounds good. Have a great day, Jonathan.
Right. Have a good day, Bob. World famous Butch and Bob Show on WIFO, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply and Nips Car Wash at 8:33.